Hi, this is Joe again, and welcome back to the series where we try to recreate the map of Dark Souls entirely from memory without looking anything up in between. Today we're taking care of Duke's Archives. This will be a big one. Lots of area to cover and to think of, but it's very organized, very symmetric, and very clear in my memory, so it shouldn't be a problem. There are just some transitions where stuff is above each other, where I'll have to find a creative solution. And here I'm showing the ×4 time-lapse. I wanted to start with the general shape of the room, which I imagine to be a long drawn rectangle with smooth corners, because there's definitely some almost circular shapes going on at the corners of this room. And this is like the basic shape that I wanted to get right at first, with a divider in the middle of the room where there's the elevator where you drive up to Seath's first encounter. So you come in this side, and directly before the door into the room on the right side we have the golem that has the key to the DSC, and before that there are a few crystal hollows. Before that you drive up a little elevator from the bonfire, which is there if you go through the boar hallway with the 2 armored boars from Anor Londo behind the Yellow Fog Gate. To have the Yellow Fog Gate disappear, you obviously have to place the Lord Vessel first. So in this room there are balconies, so I decided to go with the creative decision of having the ground floor and the first floor be in this part of the drawing, and then I'll show you where I put the second and third floors of this building. I'll show you that when I get there. So you go straight forward to a stairway which splits to the left and right, and if you go a bit more straightforward around, then there's the elevator that takes you to Seath. On this side, this little door that I just drew, that actually opens when you come back from the prison. It's open when you get there. But yeah, now I'm just drawing and multiplicating stairs just to have not to draw as many lines. And yeah, I know that my stair art has become worse, but I honestly don't really care about that. So the other side of this ground floor has the balcony with the bonfire. And yeah, that's where you come out when you come from the prison. Obviously also has first 4 balconies and has a similar symmetrical set of staircase going on here, which also goes up a straight staircase into a splitting staircase to both the balconies. So I just multiplicated that and tried to fit it in here. Had to fiddle around a bit until it fits. And yeah, that's how the other side looks. But that side also has, from this side that's close to the one door, a spiral staircase going up from the first to the second floor. But now, what am I drawing now? Ah, that's the door. This door has to be opened via a lever. If you come here, if you solve the moving staircase puzzle, and you come down a ladder from the second floor to here, and the X marks the lever that you have to pull. Do you say lever or lever? I'm never quite sure, so I'm saying lever. And this room down here has a staircase going down, and if you go through that door that I drew there, you go to the Crystal Cave. In this upper room there are a lot of chests and a mimic, and in the right room that I draw there is where Logan will move after you free him from prison. I honestly don't remember where all those prison keys are. I only remember 2 of those keys, and I don't remember where the other 2 prison keys are. So now I'm beginning to draw the 2nd and 3rd floor balconies, taking measure to make them as wide as the building below. The curvature isn't quite right, but this is roughly how they look, and I'm just multiplicating them times 4. So that I have my 2nd and 3rd floor ready for both sides. And this is the stairway, the spiral stairway going up from the 1st to the 2nd floor. It's the 2nd floor that you enter to if you come from the prison. You get sent to the prison when dying to Seath, and this Seath battle is not supposed to be won because you can't even damage him. It's just not possible. And I'm drawing in the line that divides the 2 rooms. But all of these are walkthrough. I think all of them. So I needed to move them to make a bit of place because I want to draw in the moving staircases. And just shortly had to make sure that I'm not colliding with the Dark Souls logo in the upper right corner. So this 2nd floor has 2 ways out. One of them is a balcony and the other one leads towards the prison. And I'm not sure whether that's on the 2nd or 3rd floor. It's on one of those 2 floors. But I think it's the 2nd floor because I think you can get to the bonfire before tackling the moving staircase puzzle. This is the ladder that leads down to the lever which opens the door in the lower archives. On that balcony that I drew in there, there is an archer. Now I'm drawing all those places where the moving staircases attached to. You can change the moving staircase. You can use the moving staircase to change from one side of the building to the other, while also going from the 2nd to the 3rd floor or the other way around. And there's a lever on there which lets you turn the staircase so that you can reach all 2nd and 3rd floors. The end sides of all the balcony do have chests. Most of them have chests. One of them is a mimic, but I don't remember which one. Now I'm trying to make a circular key, which doesn't work with this setup, so I have to use a circle to indicate that these staircases can be rotated, actually. Yeah, this looks way better than the first version of it. So, and yeah, that's basically what's the main portion of the archive. Now we can look into the other side. So first, if you go up the elevator, you go through a long winding staircase with like crystal thingies going out. There's also a crystal lizard there, and you're attacked by a crystal NPC-like enemy. And in there's the first Seath encounter. That's when you go up the elevator. So, other side. I'm having to draw it backwards now, so because I need to know how it attaches. I'm making it shorter. There's like a little tower-like room with 2 enemies hiding in opposite corners that you have to go through to go back to the main portion of the archive. And before that you go over this walkway to which you come if you open this door that I just drew with the giant, the archive tower giant door key. I suppose that's what the name is. I just wrote Giant Donkey in the end, which you'll find in the tower. I'm drawing all the tower in one, so there will be a few details missing because there's like a few places where you can go drop from one cell to another. So from this upper balcony where you can go down the ladder to the big staircase that's spiraling down and is making almost one full rotation until it reaches down. You can jump from that to this little ledge that I just drew, and from there you can drop down into your starting cell and you get an item somewhere in there. This is our starting cell. You have to where we get moved to after dying to Seath once, and you have to kill one of the snake guardians of this tower to get the cell key. Then you can go out. The cell has another door which leads you to the scaffolding, which you can jump down all the way to the bottom of the tower. That door has to be opened with the extra cell key, which I don't know where to find. It's somewhere in the tower. That much I know. Logan's cell key, for example, is not in the tower. That's somewhere in the later archives. But I don't know where. Maybe it's on the balcony. Yeah, maybe it's on the second balcony. So now I'm drawing the spiral staircase. There are like two serpent guys attacking you there. They are the same as in Sen's Fortress, the big guys with the hatchet. And there's some other cells attached to here, which most of them you can open with the extra cell key. Waiting a bit because I needed to upright the bonfire thing again. So if you're coming to the bottom of the staircase, all the while you're being attacked by those magical tentacly monsters. They're coming from the room that I'm just drawing. The behind room of this is where Logan's hold, and there's also a chest in the corner. If you free him, for that you have to get the giant cell key, which is somewhere in the main portion of the archive, not in this prison. And this other thing is like a thing that's going up, where you go up a ladder. There are a few snakes, and you have to pull the lever to make the music disappear, because that is the music that makes those tentacly things go after you. Two of them are non-aggressive, and they drop miracles if you slay them. I never played a cleric build, so I don't know exactly which miracles they drop. I think it's... I have no idea. So ever since the time lapse was over, we did see the completed map of the Duke's Archive, which I also want to see on my screen. Thank you, finally. You have seen that all that time, and from now on you can see my mouse moving around. So I think I mentioned everything. They're like... I think this chest over here is a mimic, and... is that a mimic? I'm not sure. This is the one, the chest that contains the key that opens the door up here. And otherwise, yeah, there are a lot of keys here. It's a bit complicated. This is like the map that I thought I would remember right, but I didn't really completely remember it, and it's just a raw sketch. But I think I got the general things right of what's where and what attaches to what. And I didn't forget anything about that. This upper room where you fight Seath if you come there for the first time, that's also where I think Logan appears there after completing his quest chain by buying all his sorceries. He appears there and drops his catalyst. And I think some other NPC may be there too. So if you go in there for the second time, you can go up a little stairway at the side and get an item. that possibility is not open because at the first entry, because Seath is blocking it. Yeah, I think that's it for the Duke's Archives, and next week we'll continue with the Charistic Cave. Also, this staircase you have to activate it by using a lever, otherwise it will drop down if you activate a lever or lever. And there's like a chest below there, but then you can go up to the scaffolding, which is over the courtyard section. That's, strictly speaking, that's part of the Duke's Archives and not of the Crystal Cave, but I didn't have room to draw it on here, so I'll make it part of the Crystal Cave map. So we'll start with this garden out here that has all the golems inside. And honestly, I'll just draw it as a weird blob because I don't remember the dimensions of it. There are like nooks and crannies where you go like in between this tower and this wall. You can go like into a little thing that's here. I know that, but most of it is a bit unclear to me. Okay, see you next week with the Crystal Cave.